Okay, welcome students. This is Mrs. Smith. We're going to attempt to work through our grammar lesson for Step 7 clauses, much as we would in class, by putting it up on the overhead and explaining and asking questions for you to find the answers to on clauses. The first place to start is on your SAM sheet. The last week before we left school, we were copying down the relative pronouns and the subordinating conjunctions. And those are on the back side of the SAM sheet, and I didn't have my copy with me, so I put it up from my computer, but it's this back bottom corner of the SAM sheet with relative pronouns and subordinating conjunctions. These words, while some of them in the subordinating conjunctions can be the beginnings of prepositional phrases, when they are used with full subject and verb, they become a clause. And these categories together, when they're stuck in front of a subject and verb, make a dependent clause. And that's what we're trying to find today, are adjective dependent clauses. So let me switch over to our overhead projector. And this is page 89. So this is the first practice sheet in your packet for adjective clauses. Now, adjective clauses, remember, are never going to be at the very beginning of the sentence because they have to follow the noun that they are describing. That's why they're called adjective clauses. But we've been working with modifiers the entire year that we take modifiers out of sentences to know that they are modifiers. So we're going to try to find a clause, mark the edges of the clause, and then see if we can cover it up and take it out. So the first thing we're going to do is always step one. So we're going to find prepositional phrases first. The first, number one, the proposal was one of those moments which will never be forgotten. Prepositional phrases. And I'll wait a second for you to find your own. Prepositional phrase right here, of those moments. Okay? The next step, verbs. We want all verbs on the page. There shouldn't be very many verbals, meaning the gerund, the infinitive, and the participle, but there might be a couple mixed in here. We're mainly looking for main verbs from two separate clauses. One clause that's independent and one clause that's dependent at the minimum. Okay, so if we have a verb here, and that is linking if you care to know, and then forgotten. Okay. Now, once we've found verbs, I want you to think of conjunctions. So that would be fanboys. So any short conjunction, for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Or the longer conjunctions, which are those subordinating conjunctions and relative pronouns from the back of the SAM sheet. And when we see those, we're going to circle them. So we're going to circle the word which. Every time we circle the word which, we make it almost look like one of those weird bugs, little water bugs that has weird antennas on the front. We're going to make a squiggly. And if you can't do a fancy curly Q bracket like I just did, you can just do a squiggle line all the way down. The squiggle line will represent the beginning of a dependent clause, which is signaled by the word which. Okay? Now, to have a dependent clause, you need a subordinating conjunction or relative pronoun, followed by at least a main verb. And if it is a subordinating, if it's a relative pronoun, sometimes this can serve as the subject of the relative pronoun. Okay? So we're going to end this over here. Now, we're going to test it. Can I take it out? The proposal was one of those moments. Yes, I can take it out, so I know I found the right clause. This one is adjectival, so we're going to mark it as a modifier. Then we're going to find out what word is being supported, what noun is being supported by this adjective clause. Okay? And that would be the word moments. Okay? That is the noun, object of the preposition, that is being described as a moment that will never be forgotten. Okay? Then we go back and do steps 1 through 4 through the rest of the sentence. So our subject is the word proposal. Our object is one. Since it's a linking verb, that's going to be a predicate nominative. You don't have to mark those two things. And then we are finished with the sentence. Number 2, I took the train that had the fewest passengers. Prepositional phrases. There are none. Verbs. We have the verb took, and we have the verb had. They are both going to be main verbs. Neither one is in verbal form. Okay. Now we're looking for those subordinating conjunctions, relative pronouns, or short conjunctions, fanboys. And we have the word that from our list. We make it look like a weird water bug. And then I figure out where is the end of my clause. That is taking the place of the subject again, like we just said for the first one. That had what? Passengers. So this one has an object with the verb. And then we're going to put a squiggle on the end there as well to mark the end of the clause. Okay? Now I fill in the rest of the details. So can I take this out? I took the train. Yes, I can take it out. It is a modifier adjective clause. What word am I talking about? What had the fewest passengers? The train had the fewest passengers. So it is describing this noun that it is right next to because it's an adjective. It has to be next to the noun. So then I fill in the rest of my subject, verb, object, and I am finished. Okay. Number 3, we will find a resort where we can swim. Prepositional phrases. There are none. Verbs. Will find. And can swim. Okay. Subordinating conjunctions, relative pronouns. Where? Make it into a weird water bug. Now where do I end it? After the verb. Oh, I haven't been marking subject here, have I? But this time I have one. So I have a we here. Can I take it out? We will find a resort. Yes, I can take it out, so I know it is a modifier clause. Now, that's going to be the same question all the way down the page because all of these on page 89 are adjective clauses. But we have to remember that step when we get over to page, what page is that? Page 91, and we're adding in noun clauses because those cannot be taken out. So we need to know the difference. Okay, so then I find subject verb here. We will find what? A resort. What is being described with where we can swim? The resort is being described. Number 4, the song which you like so much has been playing on the radio. Prepositional phrases. On the radio. Verbs. Okay, liked. Has been playing. All of that. Okay. Now, relative pronouns, subordinating conjunctions. This one is mainly relative pronouns. So it's going to be here, the word which. Make it a water bug. Okay. Where is it going to end? Now here's the tricky part. I have 2 verbs after this bracket. So I need to determine where I'm going to end this initial clause that I started with the squiggle. So, which you liked so much. This one, it kind of makes sense to go, what is the subject that goes with this verb? What has been playing? The song has been playing. Okay, so I know that this cannot be a part of this dependent clause because it has to be outside of it with the independent clause. Okay, now what's between the brackets, can I take that out? The song has been playing on the radio. Yes, I have the independent clause on the outside, and then I have the dependent clause between the squiggle brackets. Since I can take it out, I know it's a modifier. What is what we liked so much? That would be the song. Okay, still need to make sure I have all steps 1 through 4 completed, and I have missed this here. Okay, these are just adverbs, they don't need to be marked. Okay, last one, number 5. The happy children that had been eating ice cream at the party wanted more. Prepositional phrases. At the party. Verbs. Had been eating. Okay, subject, other verb. Wanted. Okay. All right, subordinating conjunctions, relative pronouns. The word that, make it a water bug. Okay, and then where do I end this one? Again, I have 2 verbs after the squiggle. This one I only had 1 verb to worry about here, right? So it has 2 verbs. I have to end definitely before this one. Would you end it right here? I would. Okay, so we're going to put our other squiggle right here. Okay, all right, now that I've found it, let's see if we can take it out. Can I cover it all up? The happy children wanted more. Okay, so what is the subject for wanted? Children wanted what? They wanted more. This is an indefinite pronoun. We can use it as an object. All right, so then I need to know if this came out, so it's fine, but I need to make sure I have subject, verbs, object all the way through. So these are adjectives. That is serving as the subject for this dependent clause. And then has been eating what? And ice cream is going to be the object there. So this had been determined to be a modifier, so we mark it. What I'd like for you to do for homework is numbers 6 through 10 to try on your own, and I will post the answers for you on Friday. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll post them on Thursday at the beginning of your lesson. Okay? All right, so do 6 through 10. I hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.